Anyway, the Daily Mail now, and men have turned out to silence women in Belfast. The patriarchy's back, baby. Lewis, you've got this one.
Yeah, dozens of police keep rival protesters apart at a Posie Parker, who's this woman named Kelly J. Keane, fantastic, rally in Belfast. Just weeks after this, there was controversial women's rights campaign. It was chased out of New Zealand amid violent clashes. So she's back for more in Belfast. And so they needed 50 police people to keep them apart, as if Belfast doesn't have enough trouble as it is, as if there's no problems in Belfast. And I mean, this question is a very complicated question. Is being pro-trans a Protestant issue or is it a Catholic issue? or is it bringing people together? Is it bringing people together against Kelly J? Or is it separating people?
A bit like COVID, we will look back at this in 100 years' time, and the more I learn about Posie Parker or Kelly J. Keane, the more I realise that perhaps in a long time we will look back and she will be seen as a positive figure in history, not because of her anti-trans stance, but because of her unashamedly pro-women stance, which I still believe is a lone voice. That we are all very quiet on this at the moment. There is things with the trans issue that are really important to discuss, but a lot of stuff is not getting discussed, and that is how women are being treated as a result.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, of course.
Why is GB News all trans all the time? Why is it so important?
This is literally the only story that we're covering that's about trans.
Yeah.
And it's in the paper. We cover what's in tomorrow's paper,
right.
Lewis. But
well, why is this... And
you sound like one of the trolls on my Twitter feed.
It's one of those questions.
But this is a cultural touch point of our time, and it does have long-term ramifications. We're seeing the emergence of an ideology, basically a religious cult, the gender woo-woo ideology, where they believe in transitioning children, sterilising children, putting children on puberty blockers, surgically removing children's genitals, and also allowing men access to women's spaces if they just say, I'm a woman. And then they magically become, and I could say I'm a woman and I don't conform to traditional stereotypes of what a woman looks like. Yeah. And they accept that, which to me just seems obviously something that has flaws in it and should be questioned.
Yes, that's what you think, and that's what a lot of people think. But the other side of the question is, it's like the question with the COVID business. Yes, money was wasted, but we had to get the help to the people. And this is the same thing with the trans rights issue, is that these women who these becoming women, and the men who are becoming, children who are becoming men, whatever it is, I'm a little confused myself, but they need help, and they see it as a caring issue. Yes, there are some children who are hurt by this, but way more children benefit from it.
The point of this story, though, is Posie Parker and punching women in faces and chucking soup or paint over them. The strength of opposition to Posie Parker tells me something.
Yeah.
So as someone who stands back and likes to look at these things and think, well, I'm not going to make a decision right away. I look at this, and whilst I agree with a lot that you said, Lewis, I also look at this and think the strength of opposition to this tells me that she's making a good point that no one, or some people don't want to be heard.
Yeah, no, you are right about that. That's the other side, but you have to look at their side. You, Leo, and you, Paul, you just see it come from a negative view.
No, that's completely not true. And people say, "Oh, why are you stoking the culture wars?" Man, I'm just reacting to crazy stuff that people are doing that is obviously wrong.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, all right, there are going to be some children who turn out to be transgender. I don't think you can really tell in a 7-year-old, or even they're talking about transgender toddlers. This is a cult that's got way out of hand, and I think part of the issue is that anybody who questions it, speaks out against it, is slammed as a Nazi, as a bigot, as Posie Parker is. So nobody does. And that's why the one person who stands up against it, Posie Parker, draws so much attention, because she's saying the things that other people are afraid to say.